Game? 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 No game.
D&D is better with friends, but if you can't get your group organized, again, ever, wouldn't it be great if you could make some new friends who will always be around to play? Well, if you are a cleric, warlock, or wizard with a free level 6 spell slot, now you can. I'm a wizard with a level 6 spell slot. Simply find the recently deceased bodies of 3 humanoids, give them some dice, and cast create friends, great friends. And you've got 24 hours of fun.
Terms and conditions apply. New friends require recasting each day to maintain friendship. Ghouls may actually prefer Warhammer 40k. No guarantees. New friends not nibbling on your spleen. New spleen not included.
Wait, what? G'day, I'm James from Zalgariath Gaming, and welcome to Spell Focus, where we summon up the D&D 5e spell and see what it unearths. Not to be confused with the level 3 Tasha's Guide spell, Summon Undead, which only conjures up a single spiritual entity buddy from beyond the veil, or Animate Dead, another level 3 spell that we'll actually chat about briefly at the end of this video. Create Undead brings a whole party of ghoulish fun to the table. The spell has remained pretty much unchanged from 2014 to 2024, which is a good indicator the game designers were pretty happy with it, and no one on Reddit had been calling for its wholesale destruction, unlike Counterspell, which we covered last week. In fact, the only real change was removal of 2 of the 3 material components, which no one almost uses anyway, so yeah. Let's dig into what makes this spell an interesting option to live out your necromantic dreams of controlling an undead horde. Oh, and I mean horde. Stick around and I'll share how you can have nearly 40 undead servants from this level 6 bone mine alone. Bone mine? Really? That's the best I could come up with? Isn't it more of a flesh mine? No, let's not go there. Bone mine's fine. Create Undead has a couple of interesting conditions that need to be met in order to cast it. Firstly, and I think uniquely, they missed a great material component adjustment here, as personally I believe the caster should really be carrying around 3 crushed gourds. Because they only come out at... If you get that one, you are sad, old, and I love you. That's right, this is the only spell I can think of that can only be cast after sunset. I'm genuinely surprised that the new version of the rules kept this, as it's exactly the kind of added complexity that 5e24 has tried to remove from spells to streamline them, but it's still there. The casting condition goes all the way back to the original 2nd edition version in AD&D, so I think it's keeping its place due to that long lineage. Speaking of material components, while you technically don't need the 3 black 150 gold piece onyx pieces if you have a spell focus, as they're not consumed, rules as written, this is such a thematic mid-tier spell, I feel it would be appropriate to encourage your lazy-ass necromancer to at least try to grab some of the black gems before visiting the local graveyard. Because while the spell focus can replace those gems technically, it cannot avoid the additional material component of 3 or more corpses of medium or smaller humanoids. You gotta have those lying around. This condition is also a bit restrictive, but boy does it make pitching camp in the local graveyard a much more appealing prospect. It also takes a full minute to cast a spell, so you'll need to pre-plan this one, as casting after the battle kicks off is not really an option. For all your necrophilic efforts, if you grab the gems, wait until night, and help free up some valuable real estate in the local burial ground, you'll be rewarded with 3 new CR1 paralyzing ghoul companions who'll follow you around and do your bidding for 24 hours. When you'll need to recast a spell to reassert your control over them, or they'll revert to their more basic instincts and probably try to make a meal of you and anyone else around you. Upcasting grants you an extra ghoul per level to a total of 6 at level 9, but you can swap these out for some harder hitting stinky CR2 ghasts at level 8 or CR3 mummies at level 9, which are super scary versus player characters because they have the ability to curse your max HP literally to death. But these are not the best choices for you, the aspiring young level 17 necromancer looking to stake your claim on the front cover of Necro Movers Monthly. No. What you want is the option to get whites, 2 at level 8 and 3 more using your freshly minted level 9 spell slot. Then you want to find a town-village community of morally ambiguous humanoids, preferably the defenseless kind, because a single white can use its life drain ability to bring up 12 zombies under its control 24 hours after taking away some of their life force. So, when you reassert control over those 5 whites the next evening, it's now a much more peaceful and quiet village. because they've brought along 60 of their zombie buddies, and your entourage of melee maulers from the undead realms is now up to 65, and we've only used 2 spell slots. But it would be cruel to separate just a fraction of the community from their fellows or ancestors, and create undead does not require concentration. So remember that level 3 animate undead spell we mentioned earlier? It basically functions exactly the same way, but only summons zombies and skeletons. It also doesn't require concentration, and also allows recasting each day to keep up control, and can be upcast. So if you get your village zombie horde to head to the graveyard and dig up their favourite relatives, cast Animate Undead at 8th level and you get 11 skeletons. Cast it again at 7th and you get 9 more. Cast it at 6 for an additional 7 and twice at level 5 for an additional 10. And now you have a bony regiment of 37 bowmen joining your ranks to swell your impressive undead horde to a total of 102. Your own literal undead army. Just make sure you put time tags on them so you know which ones need to be magically recontrolled when, or things may get a little bit messy the next day. Oh, but I'm a level 17 Necromancer, and in the current Unearthed Arcana, for the subclass at level 14, I gain an ability called Death's Master, which grants me a bonus action with which I can add temporary HP equal to my wizard level to undead under my control. Wow, cool. So 17 temporary HP. That's great for a zombie. To how many of them? All of them. All of them. All 102 undead minions. Well, they need to be within 60 feet of me, but we're a close family. All of them. So you've just added 1714 HP with a single bonus action. Right, just a second. Proceed. Now, I don't know if you have a DM who'd be willing to let that shite fly, but with some careful planning and a few casual war crimes, you too can now be the unlife of a party and the Necromancer Centurion that those glory-hole evocation mages at magic schools said you'd never be. And if you now suddenly feel the need to terrorize your DM and campaign world with swarms of undead, you can head to my Patreon where, for free, you can grab both the Create and Animate Dead spell cards alongside a host of minions to make all of your undying dreams come true. Meanwhile, despite his best efforts, Blowinbogan is not yet dead, so let's continue with the adventure in Rubbing on Empty. Your investigation leads you to the docks, specifically a closed-up shop. Foot traffic is light in this area, and the last guard patrol you saw was a few blocks back. I reckon this is the place. Boarded up tighter than a duck's butt, says Blowy. How do we get in? Like last time, give me an investigation check, DC 13, or a perception check, DC 15, and Blowy will take the other option, for which he rolls